What's going on, guys? I hope you are doing well this evening, actually this night. It's 10:34 p.m. Central Standard Time where I'm at. Just been kind of staring at the chart a little bit here, kind of wanted to share my thoughts. This is just specifically going to be for the Bitcoin one. Um, yeah, so on the dotted white lines here, we've classified on the 1 hour that we do have a respected support and resistance area from an intraday perspective. Okay, so I'm keeping my eye on 28.252 because the 4 hour is showing us that that is the highest candle close um, that has been somewhat respected as resistance at this time. We are getting a 4 hour candle close within the next 20 minutes. But essentially, if we can see a 4 hour candle close break above this red line or even these yellow dots, I would feel way more comfortable, frankly, if we had a bullish engulfing candle that broke this level of resistance right here, because my Market Liberator indicator is showing this area as a key level to watch in regards to resistance, which is roughly around 28.5k psychological levels. So if we're able to see 28.5k actually kick off, then I would actually consider this line right here as a key supply line to keep an eye on moving forward. As long as price action bounces from this area, we can expect price to continue to the upside. We could actually, interestingly enough, create another ascending broadening wedge. Now keep in mind, now this is an overextension in my opinion. I feel like this is a descending broadening wedge pattern that will eventually play out, I think. And if we do get a smaller one, that kind of reduces the overall ascension and kind of flattens out price, I do feel like we will have a pretty substantial move here. So this area down here has been a key area in terms of the past couple months of price action. So if there would be some potential dumps, I would take in consideration this supply line as well. Also, the momentum oscillators, I'd wait for a confluence of the momentum oscillators showing a divergence to then maybe deploy some capital into Bitcoin to then ride the wave back up. But as it stands in current terms of price action, we did get an interesting trigger wave here. I wasn't really expecting this, but I do like this momentum. So it's showing me even though money flow is dissipating, and to be honest, when you see this, that just means there's more sellers than buyers. That just means on a macro level, it's just going to be harder for the bulls to push price to the upside. But from the momentum perspective, we're still getting pockets or waves of people purchasing the dip. And from this standpoint, from the current hourly time frame, so if I were to go back to the hourly time frame here, we're getting a bullish engulfing candle. So that's nice to see, I'll be honest with you. That is good to see from a bullish perspective. So I'm turning on the Bollinger Bands here. The Bollinger Bands are expanding a little bit, so that just means some volatility should be picking up here. That's the 1 hour, so let me go to the 1 hour here just so it confirms with everything. Interesting. So the RSI looks like it's crossing to the upside. It's avoiding a cross down. As well as the TSI. The TSI is trying to curl to the upside. So basically, as long as price is above 28,069, we are heading to the upside, it seems. So that's interesting. Vol actually is pretty low. Usually my entry points are when volatility crosses the 30 line, which is going to be around here. So right now, technically, we aren't even seeing the intense move just yet. So we have time to prepare, which is a good thing. Ultimately, zooming out here, I am keeping some hesitance on the table, if you will. I really don't want to jump into this particular move right now. I did talk about the bullish case where realistically, if this area is flipped as support, which is it has been resistance within the uh, with the trend here. It has been resistance for in the terms of the monthly trend. Um, but if we're actually to flip it as support, that would be super, super, super bullish. Um, Basically up until, for months on end, we have an ascending support line, which is, it's been a while since we've had ascending support lines. We've mostly had downward sloping support lines, so that's an interesting thing to see. But keep in mind, this is a daily level that, in my opinion, we would need multiple daily candle confirmations above this line to actually validate that statement, which we don't have. Now, this right here, these two red lines of the ascending broadening wedge, which is still technically valid, that's why he'd caution for bullishness at this time, because these technically are bearish structures, and it takes a while for price to kind of consolidate to then dump down and then reset. Now, I'm not asking for the market to completely create lower lows. Not at all. Actually, what I'm hoping for, frankly, is a pullback to then buy in at a higher low instance. Now, I'm seeing a lot of confluence around this area. I did a Fibonacci extension in the last video. You could check that one out. I could do it again here, but it's the same stance essentially, where regarding Bitcoin exclusively, not talking about anything else, um, we still have an opportunity to see a pullback if this triangle does end up breaking, right? So I'm going to turn the triangle purple or pink just so you can see it, what I'm talking about. There, this triangle here. Now, when this triangle breaks out, it'll either break to the upside or break to the downside. It's very simple. And I calculated from previous historical price action, we're looking at 32.4 as a key level. Also, the 1618 is right around here at 34K. So if this does actually play out how I think it's going to play out from a bullish perspective, we could realistically see prices eventually hitting the 32.2 range to then kind of maybe consolidate for a little while, and then to eventually hit the 34K mark, and then we can then talk about significant pullbacks from that point, because usually when price hits the 1618, there is usually 30% pullbacks, 20% pullbacks, at worst 50% pullbacks, but we're not there yet at all. So I'm kind of talking future talk, but in terms of the now, I gotta see the 4-hour candle close above 28.252. I can't truly say that the bulls have succeeded in regards to creating a higher high. Since pretty much that mark, we've been going sideways. So it's been a little boring, but at the end of the day, I'm keeping my eye on the chart. I have my alerts set pretty much in my other chart. This is my favorite chart that I like to display, but I have other indicators. It looks really nasty, so I don't really like showing you guys that. And it's really easy to hook it up to bots and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how I operate on one of my other charts. But anywho, in this particular chart, I should be setting up alerts very soon. But overall, if we break to the downside, I am looking at the 618, and I'm also looking at the 382. There's a lot of confluence at the 382 level, so that's why I feel that much more strong of actualizing this area as a potential bounce area. But also the 618 is right here as well. And since we've seen a lot of bullish exuberance, and obviously, with everything that's happening with the banks and such, I do feel like we're going to get more so of a bullish exuberance than, say, a complete retrace to the 382. That's conjecture. That's all hearsay at this point. Right now, I need to see a 4-hour candle close, either break to the top of this area or break to the bottom of this area right here. So I'm really, unfortunately to say, there is a wait and see. I do have to take in consideration the Bollinger Band, so the top side resistance at this time is 28.5, and then the support level at the very bottom is at 26.4. So these are dynamic, but at this time, that's where I'm looking at. And my thesis is still the same, where there's um, basically less room to the upside than there is to the downside, so that's why I still lean bearish. Now, since this break of this ascending broadening wedge, the parabolic pumps have kind of dissipated, and we're kind of in a standstill at this time. So, at, to be honest, I mean, I'm agnostic to what happens with price. I just need confirmations in order to actually execute on whatever I need to do. But anywho, I'm going to keep this one really short. I had a long day today and can't really muster the strength to do any other coins at this time or any other stocks. But yeah, I'll try to do one tomorrow, and we can kind of go over details of other things. But anyway, take care. Have a great rest of the night. Peace out. Bye.